guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Really cold today, 32 degrees. If it was raining, it would snow. Some nut actually asked me about this thing. I had it listed for 150 bucks. He asked me, would you take 125? I said, dude, I'll take 25. Just want to get rid of it because I have like about 6 of these things in the backyard. Single stage snowblowers. We don't get snow here in Long Island, so I'm just trying to get rid of them as fast as I can. But even if I want to give them away, nobody wants them. So this thing starts up in one pull. It just smokes a lot, so I'm a little bothered by that. I think I put too much oil mix in here, or the spark arrestor is clogged with carbon. But either way, I'm going to sell it as is. If he thinks it smokes too much, I'll give it to him for 50 bucks. Doesn't matter. So we'll meet him later. Actually, what I'm going to do is I want to dilute the mix a little bit. I think right now I have it like 50 to 15 in terms of oil gas mix. So if I just add a little bit more gas to it, right, there'll be less oil, so it should smoke less. Or I'll run it for a bit and see if the smoking subsides. And put you on time lapse and we'll see if the smoke lessens. Down considerably. This is totally acceptable. Running it a bit. I ran it for about 5-8 minutes. Burned off some carbon. Completely fine. Starts up great. Hopefully we'll sell this for $125 later. You guys also remember this Generac pressure washer that I recently repaired. I took the pump off because it was busted, and it was also causing the engine to be seized. Even though I removed the pump, the engine was still seized. So I unseized it and we fixed the carburetor, cleaned it, and now it starts. But it leaks a lot right around here. So I decided that I was going to contact my friends over at Hipa. And guess what they sent me? So the big problem with this carburetor is that this plastic nozzle, the gas input, it actually goes upwards and it's cracked, which is the cause of where all the gas is leaking from. Also on the bottom, the jet nut, the bowl nut, the gasket, I mean, it looks okay to me, but it leaks out of there too. So I decided to call Hipa, and they sent me a replacement carburetor because Hipa has pretty much every carburetor you're gonna need for your small engine equipment. So this is a brand new aftermarket one, manufactured by Hipa. You can go check them out over at Hipa Parts or hipastore.com. And look in the link in my description because I have a discount code in there for you. So you can save a couple bucks. As you can see, this is the one with the plastic upward pointing nozzle where the gas goes right into. And as you can see, what other carburetor bowl is unique has an inset or recessed jet nut, right, for the bowl. Only Briggs & Stratton has that. And this is similar to the quantum engines and also the derivatives of the quantum engines, such as, you know, primer bulb type, auto choke type. it all has the recessed jet bowl nut on the bottom. When you see that, you know it's a Briggs & Stratton. Anyway, it's really easy to replace this carburetor. Just simply remove the gas line to the nozzle and the linkages, the small tension wire to that hole there, as well as the throttle linkage that goes inside here too. And also 2 10mm studs that go in like that. So we're gonna take that out, put this one in, also put the air filter base, air filter, and air filter cover on there to make this engine complete. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for, but these horizontal 6 horsepower 190cc Briggs & Stratton Intek engines are pretty much the same kind as they use in some of their snowblowers. Craftsman uses it, and you can make a great go-kart engine out of this, and whatever, you know, replace your engine for your pressure washer, you know. So I got it running because I could sell it or use it in a future application for something, you know. But these are pretty useful engines, which is why I went through the trouble to troubleshoot it, get it started and running and stuff. And this new carburetor from Hipa is gonna fix everything. I mean, this thing runs right now as it is, but it leaks pretty badly in 2 places. So with this new carburetor, you're gonna rectify all that. So here's a good view of it. I have the fuel shut off on so that gas does not come out of here. Just take this fuel line off. There's gonna be some fuel that comes out. There we go, or none. And here's the direct replacement. As you can see, they look identical. Identical. It also comes with brand new gaskets for the outside and the inside. When I mean outside, I mean this part here that meshes with the air filter base, as well as the inside one, which is between the carburetor and the intake manifold spacer. Like I said, really easy to remove. Just take your 10mm socket or impact and remove the 2 studs that hold carburetor and spacer. When you remove it, there you go. Here's the spacer right there. You can't put it in wrong because this part goes into the mouth of the carburetor. And you do a twist-a-roo to get the, as you can see here, can you see this? There's a small spring linkage here for tension on the throttle. And here's your throttle linkage, just a hook. Just let it sit there for now. I might have to change this because it looks a little flared out over here, but we'll see. With the hose clamp on it, it might be okay. Here's the old carburetor. As you can see, the nozzle. There you go. You see that? You see that slit there? The crack? That's what's causing the leak. And also on the very bottom. I mean, it looked okay to me, but apparently it's leaking right out of there. Comparison of the 2. The new one on the left, old one on the right. So let's install this real quick. First thing is throttle linkage. Get the hook through here. Now tilt it a little bit so you can see the hole for the throttle, for the tension spring. There you go. It's on there. What did I do with that spacer? All right. Here's the spacer. Feels a little funny. Maybe I have it upside down. Huh? Fits nicely. Actually, not that nice. So I looked at the old one. The old one has a spacer, not a spacer, the gasket. I'm going to put the gasket, another gasket, on this part of it, the part with the mouth. Doesn't fit exactly. So I took the old gasket off of the old carburetor because it fit better. I could have just cut it a little bit to make it fit, but this one's fine. And now it fits pretty well right there. So I don't think this hole is completely drilled out correctly. It's not letting the bolt go all the way in. This one does. This one doesn't. See? This bolt stops right there. The hole isn't drilled out perfectly. I'm gonna get a drill and drill that out a little bit. Got a drill bit that's about that size. I just want to maybe clean it up a little. Hopefully that'll do it. See if this, because this bolt has this part without the threads, and it's a little bit fatter, so it didn't go all the way through. It still doesn't. There we go. Now it goes all the way through. That ain't going nowhere. Just want to make sure it's nice and taut. Move through place the fuel line onto the now non-leaking nozzle, hopefully, and to give this a nice tight seal, I'm put the hose clamp on it, whereas before I couldn't put the hose clamp on because it was tight. All right, now we'll release the hounds, turn on the gas, see if it leaks. Make sure there is gas in here. Yes, there is gas. Not a lot, but good enough. So it's not leaking here. Gas should be coming out, flowing into the carb. There's no gas leaking over here. No gas leaking on the bottom. We'll do a choke. We'll do full throttle. Give it a pull and see if it starts, because it doesn't leak. Here we go. awesome. I'm going to put the air filters on now. So here's the air cleaner cover. Kind of cool. Very similar to the snowblower. Here's the base. I was missing one of these 5/16 nuts screws, but I found one of my own. And this would just go on like that. I don't know, it looks so crooked. Well, that can't be it because this thing would be in the way. It's got to be this way. It looks a little crooked. Oh, I see. I guess not. So there's a gasket that goes there. And that would go like that. Or like this. You have to match up the holes. There are holes there. That doesn't have to be too tight. It's the outside of the carburetor. The seal doesn't have to be as vital as the one that seals the carburetor to the intake manifold. And then, because this is a pressure washer engine, you don't really need a super great filter. If this is a snowblower engine, you don't really need a filter at all. So I'm just, instead of wasting a good filter, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So I'm just going to put one of these pre-filters that come with it. It's just a foam element, whatever. It'll be just fine. Just put this here for now, just to give it some kind of a cover. This thing is exactly in the way. See what I mean? This bar is exactly in the way. There. Fixed. Fantastic. And of course, the breather tube into the valve cover needs to be connected into the base. Just shove it in there. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to sell this thing, right? So I'm going to drain the gas out of the carburetor. So I'm going to do the fuel shut off, start it up, run it until the gas is depleted from the carburetor. And we could store this for a whole winter. Let it run until all the gas is burned up from the carburetor. And you can store this for the whole winter without it gumming up the carburetor for next season or whenever you use it. Just let it run until it stops on its own. There we go. All the gas is gone. So this is good for storage now. Let's hope I sell it someday soon. frozen with ice. Look how much ice was on there. It was fun breaking it though. So I was super stoked, Jesus, to be able to sell a snowblower for $125. Had that for, not that long, but I mean, I have a lot of, single stage snowblowers that I don't think anybody wants, you know what I mean? So I'm just super stoked to get over 50 bucks for one, Nice guy. He takes care of like 5 or 6 houses, I don't know, rental property or something like that. Anyway, in case it snows, he needs to get rid of it. I'm like, I don't think you're going to get any snow, but it's good to have, I guess. Anyway, so a great sale. I'm stoked. So there we go. Really easy. Replacing the carburetor with a brand new one, so you got no gas leaks. Engine didn't run. It was garbage before. Now it's a running 6 horsepower, 190cc horizontal shaft Briggs Intek engine. That runs great. It does need an oil change, but I'm not going to do it. Because it's not mine. I plan on selling this. I'm not keeping this. I mean, unless I had like a go-kart without an engine or a snowblower without an engine or something like that, or if I had a really good pressure, I mean, I got so many pressure washers I couldn't care, but maybe somebody wants this. From a locked up engine that I didn't think had any compression to now a running pretty well motor. Anyway, thanks to my friends over at Hipa for supplying me the brand new carburetor. If you guys want to check out their small engine equipment and parts, check the link in the description for Hipa store or hipaparts.com. Go check and see if they have your part. They have most popular parts for small engine equipment. Air filters, carburetors, fuel lines, the whole gamut of stuff that you would need for your small engine equipment. So real easy fix today. Replacing a carburetor no longer leaks gas, and that's exactly what I wanted. Thanks a lot for joining me on today's brief episode. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.